Hello and welcome to today's lesson. Today we're going to talk about prepositions. Prepositions are one of the most common sources of mistakes for English learners. But by the end of this lesson, you will have a clear understanding of what a preposition is and how to use it correctly in daily life. And you'll also learn how to avoid common mistakes. So get a notebook, get a pencil, and let's get started. A preposition is a word that shows a relationship between a noun, a pronoun, or a phrase, and another word in the sentence. Common prepositions are in, on, at, by, for, and with. For example, my phone is on my head. On is the preposition. Today we will discuss prepositions of time, place, and movement. Then we'll discuss a short story together. And finally, I'll leave you with some preposition practice. Remember, if you want more practice, I leave the tables, worksheets, and even sometimes quizzes in the description box below to follow this lesson if you want it. Okay, let's begin with prepositions of place. Starting with in. In is for enclosed spaces. For example, I am in a room. Or you'll say, I live in Paris. Every day I get in my car to drive to school. My car is an enclosed space. Next, on is for surfaces. For example, you sit on a chair or they are walking on the sidewalk. An easy one to think is the book is on the table. Then we have at. At is used for specific places. For example, he is at the bus stop, or she is at school, or they are at the concert. To recap, in for enclosed spaces, on for surfaces. For example, the dog is on the couch. And at is for specific places. Next, let's discuss the prepositions of time. Guess what? We use the same prepositions. So let's begin with in. When talking about time, in is used for months, years, or centuries. For example, I was born in February, or I was born in 1935. I wasn't. That'd be crazy. I would look really good for my age. Let's discuss on for time. On is used with days and dates. For example, I have a meeting on Monday. Christmas is on December 25th. Now let's discuss at for time. We use at when discussing specific times. Every day I wake up at 7 in the morning. The train will leave at noon. When talking about time, in is used for months, years, and centuries. On is used for days or dates, and at is for specific times. Now we also use prepositions to describe movement. Some common examples are into, onto, and out of. Let's begin with into. You can think of into like entering. We walk into the museum. The students walk into school. You use into for enclosed spaces of movement. So, for example, the students walk into school every morning. Into would be the action of moving into something. Next, we have onto. Onto would be the action of moving on something. For example, he climbs onto the roof of the house. Now, out of is like the action of removing. For example, I take a cord out of the bin. Now let's read a short story together and tell me if you can pick out the prepositions. Yesterday I went to the park. I sat on a bench and read a book. My friend called me at 3 p.m. and we walked into the cafe together. Pause and take a moment and see if you can pick out the prepositions in each sentence. Let's review together. Yesterday I went to the park. I sat on a bench and read a book. On a bench. The preposition is on. My friend called me at 3 p.m. and we walked into the cafe together. My friend called me at. At is the preposition. And we walked into the cafe together. Into is the preposition there. On is being used as a preposition of place, and at is being used as a preposition of time, while into is always a preposition of movement. Remember, if you start to have a question, leave a comment below and I will answer it for you. Now let's discuss some common mistakes English learners make when using prepositions. For example, saying I am in the bus stop instead of I am at the bus stop. I'm going to read 5 examples of common mistakes and I want you to try to fix them. I go to sleep on 9 p.m. At 9 p.m. Preposition of time here, at 9 p.m. I was born on 1995. In 1995. Remember, in is used for years when discussing prepositions of time. The dog is in the couch. On. The dog is on the couch. On is used for surfaces. Remember, the dog will be on the couch. I live at New York City. In. Remember, cities are enclosed spaces, so when talking about prepositions of place, I live in New York City. The party is at Friday. The party is on Friday. On is used for days of the week. Okay, great job with this lesson. Remember, prepositions are small words that make a big difference. Try to write 2 sentences in the comments below using a preposition of place, time, or movement. I will correct them and help you. As long as you comment, you can improve. If prepositions are super difficult for you, my advice, do more listening. You will hear the prepositions being used correctly and your brain will make the adjustments. You don't even have to study. If you have questions, comments, or you want to practice, leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe to improve your English every week. I make shorts almost every single day and a big video, well, I try once a week, but sometimes it doesn't always end up like that. As always, thanks for watching and I hope you learned something. Bye!